There we go. Got the recorder rock and rolling. So yeah, I think everybody's kind of getting their week started here a little late due to. So it all actually feels like Tuesday to me. It felt like yesterday was Monday. Hard to believe tomorrow's Friday, kicking off the weekend already. So yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of nose to the grindstone trying to make up for a shortened week there. But we have something really cool to show you guys here today. What I really want to focus on, just double check. There we go. So I got my screen rolling. All right. Is we're going to talk about a couple of different topics, but one of the first things that I want to show you guys is how to deploy a Facebook ad that does not require a landing page. It's actually landing page optional. Then what we're going to discuss is a way to capture leads without even having to spend money on ads. Okay, so there's a really cool strategy that you can utilize that very, very, very few, and when I say very few, I mean probably a tenth of 1% of loan officers are even aware of when it comes to Facebook marketing. All right, so I'm going to show you guys something super cool that can bring in a reliable, steady flow of leads without even having to spend money on ads. I'm going to show you how to deploy an ad without landing pages. So guys, make sure that you are logged into your Facebook Ads Manager. So I'm actually in my Ads Manager right now. So the first thing I'm going to do, and this is typically always going to be your first step, is I'm going to click to create an ad. Now, let me just share something with you guys. For those of you, sometimes I see loan officers deploying ads and they get everything set up and submitted just fine and they know it was approved. But then later on, when they're in their ads manager and they're trying to find the ad, they can't find it. They're going, it's not showing up anywhere in my list. Here's what's happening, guys. Let's say that I clicked on this one right here. Let's say that I had the last time that I was logged into Facebook, I was clicked on and editing this particular ad campaign. Did you see what just happened? Right here in these little tabs up above, see how it says one selected and one selected? That means that I am inside of a specific ad campaign and an ad set. So what that means is if the next time I log into Facebook and I didn't exit out of these campaigns, chances are Facebook Ads Manager is going to log me right back into where I left off last time. Not always, but most of the time that's how it works. So what that means is if I were to come over here and click to create an ad while I'm still logged into this ad set, I'm actually creating an ad inside of this. So I will not even see the ad when I'm in my master account overview because it's showing me, hey, here's all your ad campaigns out there. But until I open up the campaign, I'm not going to see it, right? So whenever you're about to click to create an ad, guys, the smartest thing you can do is just make sure that you close out of, see how I just clicked on the X and it brought me back to the main page? So now if I go back to my overview or to my main campaigns, I'm back here at the very beginning. This is where I want to click to create an ad, not inside of one of these, because then I'm never going to see it here on my overview, and I'm always going to have to log into that ad set, and I'm actually combining multiple ads into one folder, which I really don't want to do because that makes it more difficult. I have to hop around to find stuff. So I just wanted to share that just because I've had a couple SOS messages from loan officers going, holy crap, my ad disappeared. When in reality, the ad didn't disappear. It's just they had accidentally deployed it while inside of a separate ad campaign. So now it was no longer in their main dashboard. Okay, so hopefully that'll save you guys some headaches and hopping around. All right, so you'll see how I've gone back to my main campaigns tab. I could see that it's highlighted. It's in the blue while everything else is grayed out. That's the tab I want to be in. So now I'm good to click to create ads. So previously we've been deploying traffic campaigns. Now what I'm going to deploy is a lead generation campaign. So let's go ahead and click down here on lead generation. Okay. Okay. Now, typically speaking, guys, as you already know, So I know a couple more of you have joined us. For those of you who just joined us, I just wanted to throw out there what we're doing today, just to kind of get you brought up to speed. We're going to be discussing how to deploy ad campaigns that do not require landing pages. And we're also going to deploy a completely free method of lead generation. And if time allows, I'll do two of them. There's two different strategies that can be implemented to capture free leads on Facebook. But I'd like to show you at least one of them that's pretty darn kick butt that I think you guys are going to love. All right? So that's what we got on the agenda for today. All right. So do you guys need to go over selecting age, gender, and detailed targeting and all that fun stuff, or no? Does anybody need me to go over this part, or do you just want me to jump over straight to the actual ad itself? Does anybody need help with targeting? Oh, and by the way, I created something for you guys just the other day. I'm going to upload it into Glip that I think you're going to like. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. What I did, let me head over to my marketing folder real quick, just to kind of show you guys what we got here for you. Opening it up right now. Okay, here we go. So what I did was I went through for targeting parameters when you go in and you need to fill out who it is that you want to target and your target demographics. I took a bunch of snapshots of every single mortgage related option in Facebook. So I think I got either 6 or 7 different snapshots like this. So you guys can see every single select. So everything from buying a house, buying and selling real estate, FHA insured loans, first-time buyers, first-time home buyers, mortgage online, which is something I posted about this morning, and just a reminder that that's a pretty good purchase behavior to target when you're selecting individuals that are good likelihoods for buying a home or doing a mortgage. Okay, so I'm going to give all these snapshots to you in Glip today. So that way you can start narrowing things down, because I know that it's easy to forget a lot of them and it can be overwhelming at times. So you guys will have a template that if you just go in and create it and then click Save This Audience, you'll never miss out on any of your selects again. All right? Okay, so I see a question here. Chad, I missed the, what objective do we select? The objective you want to go for is lead generation. So again, that's lead generation is the select you want to use. Okay? And does anybody need to see or discuss anything here with targeting parameters? Anybody? I'm just going to send out a quick reminder that when you are doing your targeting parameters, always come up here to locations, click your drop down, and you want to do people who live in this location. All right? Okay, good deal. Now, something I want to throw out there, guys, also, I don't know if we really covered this before, but for those of you that are kind of in a weird market where you're looking at this and you're going, hey, you know what? I'm kind of missing out on this one particular area. I don't want to just come in and bump this up to, say, 50 miles because I only need something here to the south. Keep in mind that you can always zoom in a little bit on this map. This is an interactive map. Let's say all I wanted to do was target some additional areas down here. I can click to drop a pin. Okay? So when I drop a pin, I can just put a targeting pin wherever I want. And then now I'm getting this southern area here. So right now it's at 10 miles. So if I just wanted to kind of balloon that a little bit. Okay. There we go. See how I can target, and I can even move around and hop around and drop pins in different areas if that's what I so choose. I also want to remind you that you can do negative targeting. So let's say I wanted to do Atlanta, but there were specific areas in Atlanta that I wanted to avoid. All I have to do is click this drop down here and go to exclude. And when I exclude, now I can block out some of those other areas that maybe you know, are low dollar areas or areas that just don't convert. Okay. So just a reminder of that before we move on. Okay, so I can edit my placement here. Moving Instagram. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of feedback, some background noise there, guys. There we go. I'm just going to mute that. Okay. All right. So does that make sense? Any questions on that before we move on, guys? All right. Getting some weird notifications here. It looks like. Are you guys still able to hear me loud and clear, or is it kind of playing goofy with you guys too? Is anybody able to hear me still? Because I'm getting some messages about lost audio. Okay, give me just a moment. Let me double check the settings here in the system. Not sure why it's acting goofy like this. Okay. All right, can anybody hear me still? Okay, so now I'm getting, okay, so now we're all good? Okay. All right, not sure why it's acting so goofy. All right. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so I'm good to go here, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue because I know we don't really need to go over that portion. Now, here's the portion that we do need to go over. So this is where things get different. Again, what I'm running here is a Facebook lead generation ad, not a traffic ad, not an engagement ad, not a video ad, but a lead generation ad was the selection that I made. So with a lead generation ad, there's a couple of things that are different. Now I could still go in and grab my stock images, all that fun stuff. All of that's still the same. I still have my headline, my text box, my news feed link description, all that fun stuff. But here's where things get different. You'll notice it's not asking me for a destination link. Normally that would be right up here, right? But that space is empty. All I have available to me is my headline and text areas. And the reason for that is because we don't send them to a landing page. Instead, when someone clicks on a Facebook lead ad, it opens up a pop-up window within Facebook itself. And it auto-populates. It automatically knows their name, phone number, and email. They don't even have to type it in, right? Because Facebook already knows that information. All they have to do is click a button that confirms, yes, I want to go ahead and send this information over to you. And the reason Facebook does it this way is because Facebook knows, hey, you're going to get more accurate information this way because the people can't just go in and enter in some goofy fake information. Facebook auto-populates from all their profile information, the phone number and email that you use when you set up your Facebook account. Because Facebook won't set those accounts up with a dummy phone number, right? They make you verify that it's a working phone number, a working email, et cetera, et cetera. So you get pretty much 100% accuracy with your leads captured that way. And the fact that the people don't have to type anything in, well, you're going to get a higher conversion because of that as well. All right? So let's scroll down. You already know how to add and create your ad itself, but here's where things get different. Is when I come down here, see where it's asking for lead form. There's an extra box added onto the bottom, and it's showing you right here how all that works. See? So just kind of watch this over here. So it's giving you a sample form preview. You can create your lead form right within Facebook itself. So I click this button, new form, over here on the left. Boom. And Facebook says, okay, would you like a welcome screen? So a welcome screen is optional. You can toggle it on or turn it on or turn it off. Usually I do a welcome screen. Basically what the welcome, but it's up to you. I usually will split test it if I'm going to use one, and 9 times out of 10 I'll start off using one, but I'll try it back to back using one and then not using one. The welcome screen is that basically when they click on your ad, they're going to see this little window pop open, and this window is going to basically give them instructions. So okay, and then I'll put a call to action here showing what to do. Now I'm going to show you guys an exact ad that I'm running right now using lead ads that's pulling in a crazy amount of leads. I'm going to give you guys the exact verbiage, exactly what to say, and it's kicking some major booty for me right now. So I'm going to show that to you guys. Now I have an option to actually upload an image, or I can use the image that was displayed in my ad. I can also choose it if I want to write a paragraph out here, or do I just want to put some bullet points? So I can just go boom, 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 boom. And then what do I want the button to say? Okay. So I got my instant preview over here on the right. Now I can scroll down and move on. Now my question. So what information do you want to collect? By default, you can look up here and see what's checked, email and their full name. These are going to be auto-populated. However, if I want more options, I just click the Show More Options button, and look what happens. Here's some more information I can ask for. I can ask for phone number, city, postal code, last name, street address, zip, gender, relationship, date of birth, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to click on phone number. Now I can also, if none of those will suffice, I can just click down here to where it says custom questions and just add a custom question. All right. Now let me tell you the way I do it, guys. You may choose differently, but what I generally will do is I'll turn it into a two-step process. I will collect their name, email, and phone number because those are the minimum things that I need to feel like I have a lead. Without those items, what do I really have, right? Now you may want to ask maybe a home related question such as, where are you looking to buy a home, or how much are you looking to spend? How much are you looking to put down? You can ask whatever you want. But usually I'll suffice with just these 3 questions, and then I have a thank you screen that I can display on here that can redirect them to my landing page if I want to ask additional questions. So it's basically making sure that you get a basic lead up front and then giving them an option to self-qualify on the back end, because the people that take that second step are going to be your super hot leads that are pretty darn serious because they took time to actually leave Facebook and go answer even more questions. So it's making them jump through hoops after you're secure and that you have a lead. Now let's force them to qualify themselves so I know who to prioritize. That's generally how I do it. Now here's where things get a little different. Is Facebook requires, this is not optional, they require that you have a privacy policy. So what 99% of loan officers do when I teach this to them is they will go to their company website. So give me a company name, guys. Who do you work for? What's your company? Somebody give me a company name, or give me a website, a web address I can go to. Let's try this out. Let me know in the chat box. All right, so it's called the Mortgage Group, okay, and where it's mortgagegroup.com. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm opening that up right now. Let's go to the Mortgage Group. Looks like did not redirect properly, so let me cut off that prefix that GoToWebinar added. So here we go. So the mortgagegroup.com. Okay, so is this a complete website, or, oh, I see. Okay, so I got to choose. There we go. So I have to choose a location first. Okay, so I chose a location. So we're good. Now I go to the bottom, see the privacy policy link. That's all I need. So I just go to whoever I work for, whatever my company is, unless you have your own website. If you have your own website and you have an active privacy policy, great. If not, then just go to your company website because it's only there for legal reasons. I assure you, less than 1/100th of 1% of people are going to click on that. Probably even less than that. That's being optimistic. So I just paste the link right here, and then where it says link text, I just type out privacy. Oops, had it inverted there. Privacy policy. That's it. I'm done. It's going to ask me if I want a custom disclaimer. This is just for those of you that maybe if your company requires even more disclosures or disclaimers in the footer area of your ad for compliance purposes, then you can click yes and add them. If they don't require it, then just leave it unchecked. Boom, let's move on. And finally is my thank you screen. So the thank you screen is after they're done, after they've submitted and you've captured the lead, now I could come in and pop a link in here if I want. So if I had a specific page on my website, or I want to send them to my Facebook business page, or I want to send them to a loan app, I want to send them to my bot, that would be awesome. So go ahead and send them over to your bot. I mean, there's lots of different things you can do here, guys, to make them jump through hoops. The landing pages that I created for you guys during week number 1, you can send them over there. Whatever you put in here, when they click this link, that's where they're going to be sent. So now I'm done. I can click finish. Let me save that first. Okay, it's telling me what do I need here. Oh, that's right, because I was just, there we go. I'd moved that over to bullet points, so it won't allow you to submit in blank. And now I got a lead capture form. Okay. So I'd probably give it a name so you'll remember it. Now, I was just in a hurry just to get this out there because it's not actually something I'm going to run, obviously. This is just for demonstration purposes. But as you create more lead capture forms, it's going to be really easy to forget what's what. So I recommend giving all of them names. But that's it, guys. So now you can capture leads right within Facebook, even if you don't have a landing page. Because remember that thank you page redirect is optional. So that's if you just want to capture even more data. Now, what I generally find is that because of the fact that they don't have to wait for other pages to open and load, and there's a certain trust factor because they're right within Facebook itself, my lead conversion tends to be rather high when I do this. Okay, so pretty excited about that. However, the drawback is that you're not collecting as much information unless they take step number 2. So that's why I generally will do a 2-step process. But if you're just in a hurry to get some good leads, then you can do it without. All right, so let's go on to some questions now. So I'm going to give you guys a moment to ask some questions. And while you do that, I'm going to open up some fresh tabs because next, once we're done with the question portion, I'm going to show you the actual ad itself. All right, so I'm going to shut up and let you guys do some typing there. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask while I get things ready to show you the exact ad that I'm running right now. Okay, this is loading. And loading. Tab number 2. Almost there. Tab number 3. Now I'm going to preview it. There we are. Almost done, guys. And then we can take a look at the ad itself. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So let me just take some snapshots. Now here's the interesting thing, and this is what I love about following these processes that we're teaching here and these methodologies is that over time, my cost gets lower and lower and lower on a per lead basis. When I first started this particular campaign, my first 8 ads cost me $38 each, but within less than 48 hours, I got them down to $14 a lead, and by next week, I'll probably have it down to about $11 or $10 per lead. And we're seeing about a 60% successful contact rate with these folks on the phone with this particular lead ad. Let me go ahead and put that in a preview desktop news feed. So I can actually show it to you guys. Okay, so let me show you guys how it works now. So I pulled up a demo right here in my news feed. Okay, so check it out. This is more of a conversational ad again. Okay, so did you know that the process of buying a home is ranked as one of the top 5 most stressful things a person will do in his or her life? It's stressful because there's so much misinformation being passed to home shoppers. And even a small mistake could cost you thousands of dollars. That's why we've set up a mini quiz that takes just 60 seconds and will give you clear answers as to what you qualify for, how much down payment you will need, and more. Ever hear of zero down loans? This quiz will even clear up the misconceptions about these unicorn home loans as well. Get straightforward answers, see what you qualify for, and all it takes is a 60-second online mini quiz. Click to begin the quiz. Okay, my headline is Take the Stress Out of Home Buying. And then down here I got the reminder. See exactly how much home you qualify for, cut through all the hype, misleading ads, and smoke and mirrors. Just take this mini quiz and we'll show you how much home you can afford, plus clear the air about down payments and more. Click to begin. So when I click this Learn More, watch what happens. Oh, hold on. I need to reload it because I'd already clicked on it. Hold on one second. Because I'm on a demo page, that's why. Okay, there we go. So I just had to reload that. Okay, yeah, now it's clickable again. Boom. See that? So now I want answers, start the quiz. Okay, so you can see that I remind them of what to do. This is what I named my button. I want answers, start the quiz. So when I click on it, boom, it grabs my information, and now all I have to do is submit. Did you see how I didn't have to enter in any of this? It just grabs whatever I used to sign up with that Facebook account. So it's literally just tap, 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 boom, lead captured, as opposed to type, tap, type, tap, type, tap. I mean, I can literally have that done in less than 10 seconds, and that's what people like. But once I submit and click that final button, the thank you page then says, oh, hey, let's go ahead and redirect you over to that landing page that I entered when I was setting it up, right? So now I can say, oh, hey, thank you so much for providing blah, blah, blah. Now let's go ahead and get started with the quiz. That's what I do. Okay. All right. Taya, yeah, for the behavior, so Taya's asking, I noticed that the mortgage online fell under behaviors. Previous training, we didn't include behaviors. We did include behaviors on certain things, but not on others, Taya. So in other words, depending on whether we were doing something that was an inclusion or an exclusion. Okay. So as far as if there's any other behaviors that you should be looking at, that's the screenshots that I'm going to be uploading to GLIP after this call. That's what those contain, is literally all of the mortgage options that you should be looking at. Okay? So yeah, I'm going to give you guys all those snapshots so you'll have a complete list, so that way you don't have to guess at, should I include that or not? So yeah, just want to remove any doubt there for you. All right? Awesome. So great question, by the way. Great question. Okay, so do you guys understand the concept of lead ads now? Seeing how it worked when I clicked on it. So this is what happens: is there is no landing page unless you want one, but the landing page comes into play only after you've captured their information. Okay. So let me show you guys. Let me show you something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a Facebook business page. Okay. So here's what happens with Facebook lead ads is when you capture a lead, here's what's kind of different, is the lead is actually stored within Facebook itself. So I go to my Facebook business page, my fan page, not my ads manager, but my fan page is where it's going to be stored at. So when I'm logged into my Facebook fan page, I have a little option up here that says publishing tools. I want you to click there. Okay. Underneath publishing tools, I'm going to see here something called Forms Library over here on the left. I'm going to click there. And this is where, if I had captured any leads, this is where Facebook would put them. Okay. So this is where Facebook stores your leads, and you just download them as an Excel spreadsheet. So there's pros and cons. The cons being that you have to check and snag your leads, and that can be frustrating. Okay. That can be very frustrating because you have to log in and check throughout the day when leads are captured. And a lot of people just say, hey, I just want them to be emailed over to me, right? Well, there is a way to do that. But that is if you connect your Facebook account to a piece of software called Zapier. And Facebook actually allows you to connect the two. So Zapier, Facebook actually gives you a full training on that. So I'm not going to run you guys through it just because Facebook and Zapier both give you free training on that. Everything from videos to downloads, all that fun stuff. So Zapier software. Why is that not opening? Hold on one second, guys. There we go. Now it is. For some reason, it just wasn't. Oh, now it closed on me. What is going on here, Zapier? Hold on one second, guys. My apologies. My tabs are acting goofy. There we go. Okay. So this is Zapier. And when you log into Zapier, they give you what's called recipes. And these recipes are just basically saying, hey, what two pieces of software do you want to make communicate with each other? Because that's what Zapier does, is they create something called zaps. And these zaps are just basically allowing one piece of software to communicate with the other. So basically I just say, okay, I want to connect Facebook lead ads to whatever my email autoresponder is that I'm using. Okay. And then once I connect the two, then whenever I capture a lead, I'll get an email, right? So by connecting the two pieces of software together, I can have them communicate, send me an email whenever a lead's captured. Otherwise, I will need to log in and check my publishing tools and just download throughout the day. So I'll put the link to Zapier and I'll put some training videos up there for connecting the two. It's very, very easy. Facebook even walks you through it. And that's why I'm not making a big deal out of it, because Facebook actually is an automated system that even shows you how to connect the few. All right. So that is Facebook lead ads, guys. Very, very cool way to capture leads. You generally pay more on a cost per click basis just because, well, technically it doesn't run off of cost per click. It runs off of cost per impression. But you tend to have a higher conversion of leads captured. So it all balances out. So I love using it. I generally capture, for example, this particular one that I'm running right now, I'm capturing about 2 to 3 leads every single day. And that's on a very a very reasonable budget. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. So any questions before we move on? I'll give you guys a moment there. All right. So I'm going to show you guys a second ad that I've been running, and then we'll go to the free method for lead generation. I'll show you the free method, but now I have another ad that I really want to show you guys. Give me just a second while I open up my tabs. First, I just got to close out of these. Go back to my account overview. All right. Uno momento. Now I'm looking for an engagement style. Bingo. Found it. Okay, I'm going to put this in preview mode. Okay, guys. So far, this is the best method I've found for capturing leads with my bot. Check out this. I didn't run it as a regular ad. Instead, I went to the fan page and I made it as a post. And then once I had it set up as a post, then I boosted that post within my ads manager, though, not just using the little boost button down here. So check it out. So home buyers, what's the biggest lie, myth, or misconception you've stumbled across regarding home loans? Chances are you've been told a doozy in regards to $0 down loans. I'd venture a guess you've also been fed some smoke and mirrors regarding interest rates, credit, and even the loans themselves. Why does it have to be so complicated when all you want is the best deal possible so you can finish moving into your gorgeous new home? Look at how long this is. Because again, this was made as a post. It's not supposed to look like an ad. It's supposed to look kind of like a rant, like I'm venting a little bit, because you want the person reading this going, yeah, you know what, that's me. And check it out. If you're wondering if it works, look at it. I already got 84 likes on this thing, and I started this yesterday. Out of those 84 likes, I have 11 leads captured. I've spent $28 on this boost. $28, guys, and 11 leads captured. That's less than $3 a lead. It's conversational. Okay, so why is it got to be so complicated? Okay, so here's your chance to get some upfront, no BS answers to your most pressing mortgage concerns and questions. In fact, we've created a mini quiz page that will allow you to find out exactly how much home you can afford and qualify for, and even show you if there are any low and even $0 down payment programs available in your area. No smoke and mirrors, no hype, just the facts. Here's how to access the mini quiz. Now, one thing that you'll notice is I've strategically placed and replaced the mini quiz link 3 times just because of the length. All right. It's pretty much a proven fact that when you give that link multiple opportunities to be clicked, you will double and even almost triple your click-through rate. Because a lot of the people, if they don't click to open and expand and read the whole post, then they would never have seen the link if I hadn't put it right here up at the top and put it in the brackets here. Here's the mini quiz. Right? So just click the link to begin the mini quiz now. You can also leave any comments, questions below, and I'll be happy to chat with you. Now here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to split test my. I put a secondary call to action, and generally this kind of violates some of even my own standards in running an ad, in that I usually don't want to put more than one call to action in an ad, whereas this ad I have 2 calls to action. One call to action is I want them to click and go to the link and take the mini quiz. My other call to action is I'm asking them to make some comments below. Now, I did that just because I wanted to test and see if anybody would do it in this long of an ad. So far, no. However, I'm going to make a second post. I'm going to boost it where I'm just asking people, what's the worst mortgage advice you've ever received? You know, or what's the most shocking thing that ever happened to you, when shopping for a home loan in the past, or, just things. I want emotional responses, and I want people to engage and leave comments. So far putting it in here, I'm probably going to remove it. And I bet when I remove it, I'll probably get an even slightly higher conversion rate. But so far, absolutely killing it with this one. All right. So how did I make this ad? Well, let me go back to this, open up a fresh page here. Basically, all I did was came to my Facebook fan page, typed it out, put the clickable links in, and then clicked over here to upload an image to add a photo, and click publish. That's it. That's how I got it set up. Once I had it set up, that is when, let's go back to Facebook in our ads manager. There we are. So if I'm in my ads manager and I wanted to boost that post, I don't want to boost it from my Facebook page. I only want to boost it from within the ads manager, because you get some extra options that you don't get when you're just doing a standard boost, right? So I come into Facebook and I do an engagement style ad, right? So the first ad you guys learned was traffic. Today we also learned about lead generation. Now we're talking about engagement. So I'm going to click on the engagement button, and it's going to ask me, well, what's your goal? Do you want to get event responses? Do you want to get page likes? Or do you just want people to engage with your posts? Well, I just want people to engage with my posts. That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. And now the process is pretty much the same as what you've already learned, but we're going to I'm just going to go ahead and continue on to the next page, because we don't need to go over all this stuff again. What we do need to go over is this right here. So it's asking, well, which page is your post on that you're wanting people to engage with? So is the audio okay, guys? I just got a comment about the audio cutting in and out. Can you hear me now, Pete? Just let me know if it's everything good. All right, good deal. Okay. So creating the ad, I don't really have to create the ad, because the ad is the post. So basically, it's just asking, okay, well, what page do you want, or page post do you want to run? Okay, well, I can click this drop-down box, and I can actually scroll through which posts on this page do I actually want to boost. So let's just pretend this was it for whatever reason. Okay, that's it. I'm ready to go. I can place my order now. I didn't have to create an ad, because my post is the ad. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, is you can get people to engage with your page. You can get that down into the pennies. I mean, like 2 cents, 3 cents, 5 cents. As long as it's interesting and you have a pretty targeted group, you can get really, really cheap engagements. All right? So what I do is, with that mini quiz, remember the very first ad that we ran together was a mini quiz page? What I would do is I would split test 1 week, or even just maybe a 3 or 4 day period. I would run the mini quiz, and then I would pause that or shut it off, and then try running it the next couple of days, linking to your bots, and see whether the mini quiz or the bots is getting you a higher conversion of leads captured. But it's a wonderful way to use the bot. And you can even make a big deal out of it and make a post about the bot, and then boost that and say, hey guys, you have a really unique way to get answers to your mortgage questions, and you don't even have to talk to an annoying salesperson, right? Make sense? Any questions on that process, guys? I'm just going to pause here for a little bit, give you an opportunity, just in case there's any questions. Or just let me know if this is this making sense to you so far? Is it all kind of coming together as to these various options that you have available to you? So essentially the point being is you never have to put all your eggs in a single basket. You have multiple options available to you for lead generation purposes. Right. Okay, so let's move on. Now, let me get some tabs open here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the free method. That's always fun, right? Okay, let's do the free method here. Give me just a second. I'm just opening up some tabs. Okay, almost there. Just closing out of these unneeded ones here because I have about 100 separate tabs open. Also, something I want to point out to you guys too. Here's a cool little secret. What I like to do is whenever I generate a long link, something that's going to be kind of long, or for example, your landing pages, your quizzes, even your bots, is head on over to Google Shortener. Okay, so you can just go to Google and just type out Google Shortener, link shortener, and what you do is you post in a link. Yeah, as you post in a link, guys, and then just click shorten the URL. And what happens is Google gives you that link. There we go, copied it. And I can paste that link into my ad itself. And then what happens is once I pasted that into my ad, I can come here and I can view a breakdown of everybody that's clicked on that link. So that way when I'm pumping these out in Facebook, I can track how many clicks I received, because what I really need to know is my conversion numbers every step of the way. And most people don't bother tracking their conversion numbers, and that's such a huge mistake. I mean, it really, really is, guys. It's very important. It's free to use, so why not use it? Okay? Okay, so let's head back over to Facebook here. Okay, I'm in Facebook, and what I'm going to do is now we're going to check out the free method here. Alrighty, so within my search tab up here at the top, I'm going to type out a search, and I put buy, sell. I'm going to open up a couple of these. I'm going to type out O'Fallon. 31,460 members, 42,000 members. Even the smaller ones are fine. But if I click to see all, check this out. I don't want posts. What I want is groups. There we go. So now I just asked Facebook to just kind of itemize them for me. Awesome. Okay, now instead of buy, sell O'Fallon, I'm doing buy, sell St. Louis. I'm also going to do homes. homes for sale groups, land for sale, rent to own. It's there. Oh, that one's mobile. Don't want that. Commercial. Okay, so I'm just opening up a bunch of these. All right, so guys, what I want you to do, step one, is I want you to join these groups. Join as many of them as you can. And enter in all sorts of cities. Because, I mean, I have just within 40, 50 miles of me, I have literally dozens and dozens of cities. And when I search for everything within 40 to 50 miles of me, I come up with over 33 of these groups. 33 groups. Some of them are as small as 500 to 1,000 members. The average seems to be between 8 and 10,000, and some of the bigger ones have close to 100,000 members. And these groups are active as hell. I mean, holy crap. And when I was moving recently, I had just so much stuff. I mean, I have 2 huge storage units filled from top to the bottom, plus my house. Just so much stuff. I'm going, you know what? I should just sell this stuff out. And I can't tell you just how much stuff I got rid of. I mean, way quicker than Craigslist. I would put stuff on here and within 10 to 15 minutes, I'd have a buyer for it on their way over with cash. I mean, I sold ping pong tables. I sold foosball tables. I sold big decor items. I sold a ceramic grill. I mean, just all this stuff that I didn't want to tote with me. But the interesting thing is you can put houses on here as well. Most of the groups allow you to put homes. But you have to read the rules because some of them do have rules and say, well, you can only post a certain amount of houses, or you can only post a house if if you're not a realtor. Well, you're not a realtor; you're a loan officer. And if you're working with for sale by owners and tell them, hey, I'm going to help you get more traffic to your houses, even better. So now you can have a steady stream of homes to post. But bottom line is whenever I posted a home in here, for most groups, I would get between 7 and 10 inquiries within the first 24 to 48 hours. And that's just one house. 7 to 10 inquiries. These are people basically inquiring, hey, yeah, I'm interested, potentially interested in this house, just have a couple questions, blah, blah, blah. These are people house hunting, guys. These are the exact people you need to be talking about or talking to, right? So a fantastic source of leads and a great way to connect with your realtors and help them get more leads to their listings, okay? Awesome, awesome. So I'm going to show you guys how to post to these groups, but let's just kind of scroll through them. You can see just how active they are. I mean, some of these are still, okay, 19 hours ago. I mean, just people post everything into these groups. This was posted just 25 minutes ago. I mean, I'm just still going. Way more active than Craigslist right now because, hey, it's in people's social media accounts. But you can find themed groups, and there's a couple different methods to utilize, but here's the cool thing. Check it out, guys. You can even do live video. So I can sell something, start a discussion, or live video. Again, make sure you read the rules first, which are usually over here. So if I click the see more option, but most of these are by joining only, and they're free to join, but it may take several days to be approved, so always click to join ASAP. So yeah, you could live stream from a property if you want, right? You could live stream and actually talk about the house. I mean, how cool is that? Why not? That's for the brave amongst you, but it'll get you leads, guys. This group has 20,000. So again, don't post until you read. So make sure that you read the rules. So I got 20,000 members here. Some of the big groups, I mean, they will just suck in the leads, but you need to make sure that when you do post to those big groups that you keep track of it, because what happens is people will come in. It's just like a regular Facebook post, and that people will look at something and they'll start asking questions, right? They'll click on it and they'll just start asking you questions, and by you being there to respond, and then what I do is I would click on their name and send them a message and a friend request, right? And in my friend request, I would just basically go, oh, hey, I saw you had some questions about the such and such house. Just wanted to make sure that my answer was satisfactory, made sure that you actually saw my answer, so I'm just sending it to you here now. What other questions could I answer for you? And about 50 to 60% of the time, they would accept my friend request and respond to me. So, guys, I have a two-way dialogue going on Facebook, not an email, but on Facebook, which gets about 3 times the response rate. And I didn't even spend a penny. And like I said, I would get about 7 to 10 of these every time I made a post. It doesn't take long to post. I just post, 5, 6 pictures of the house, a brief description of the house, and give people some ways to reach out to me if they have questions. It's that simple. You're not spending any money. You're not digging into your pocket. Let's go to the next one, because you have real estate related buy-sell groups as well. So here's yet another group. I got 11,000 members here. I got 12,685 members here. 31,000. Remember, these are medium-sized cities, guys. These are not like when I go to the really large cities. I've seen some of them with 160 to 180,000 members. When you post this, those notifications are showing up, and thousands of people's status or update notifications report here on Facebook. I mean, that's some pretty awesome advertising, especially when you consider it's for free. So I got 42,690 group members here. Okay, I opened 2 of those. Let's get to the real estate one. This is a tiny group right here, but these are home supplies. So that's kind of cool right there. That's kind of house related. But let's get to the actual, here we go, homes for rent or sale. So I got 5,493 people. So you got everything from realtors in here to home sellers to for sale by owners. So, the cool thing is it's a lot of these people selling homes by themselves. And guess what? They've identified themselves, so you can reach out and market to them. And you even get people putting like they're looking for a house, but oftentimes those are people who are renting. But it's a great place to post your house, depending on the group. Okay, so you can kind of take a look at what other people are doing. But I usually look at what the realtors are doing, and then I make sure that I do something different, because these realtors are just coming out way too commercial, and I usually don't see them getting much in the way of action. So this one here got three likes and a share. That's another thing that really pays off with these, is oftentimes I would get at least the bare minimum a handful of shares. Well, people were usually sharing them with people that they knew, friends and family. They're sharing it with them because they knew they were in the market, right? So I'm getting, again, free viral exposure and kind of raising the hands of these people who are looking to buy, right? So that's kind of cool. But when I make my posts, like this person put 37 photos, I usually don't put 37 photos. Leave something for the imagination. Do maybe 5 or 6 photos, just enough to tease them a little bit. Make sure that they're really, really good photos, and then leave multiple ways for them to reach out. Because what I found is a lot of people would call, specifically if I gave them a call capture hotline, like an automated number, or I would link to a lead capture page where it would ask for their name and email in order for them to, get the rest of the details for the home. Or I would just ask them to text me, right? Just, hey, if you want me to text you over the rest of the pictures of this home and all the details, blah, blah, blah. So really, it's super simple in that all you got to do, guys, is contact the realtors that you have a good relationship with now and just say, hey, how would you like some extra exposure? I have a really great posting system that tends to result in a lot of eyeballs on listings. So do you have a couple of homes in some hot areas right now where I could get you some free exposure for it? Right? Make sure you're not practicing real estate without a license. All right, cover yourself there. Meaning that you do have to abide by the rules and give out the realtor's information and name and disclosures. But the reason why I didn't have to do that in most of mine was because I was using this as a means of getting FSBOs. Okay, so I was working with for sale by owners. So these weren't agents, but these were for sale by owners. So that way I was able to, a lot of these buy-sell groups don't want realtors posting in their groups because the realtors tend to overwhelm it and just come in and post all their listings. So my way around that was, hey, none of these are real estate listings. These are for sale by owners. I'm just the guy that's, I'm the marketer helping them with their posts. So I got into a lot of the groups that realtors couldn't get into. And that meant that I had no competition. And if you really, really, really want to kill it, set up your own group. The groups are free to set up. I'll put a video on how to set up a group. I mean, it only takes a couple of minutes. Really, it's not a big deal. You can have it done in 10, 15 minutes and just set up your own, beautiful homes for sale, blah, 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 St. Louis, for example, or pick a specific region, city, or county. And imagine when you have thousands of members. Because now as the administrator, you get to see all these people's information. You have an excuse to be in contact with them because they have to request to join your group. These groups, are private groups. So if you want to join it, you have to click and request to join it. So now you can respond to those requests and open up dialogue with people and find out, hey, what, are you looking to post a home for sale? Blah, blah, blah. Are you a real estate agent? You start asking these, and now people are telling you their business because you're the admin. I mean, how cool is that, guys? An excuse to be in touch with these individuals. Chad, do you say mortgage stuff with your posts? Okay. A lot of groups aren't going to require that. However, or they're not going to allow that. But what I found is go in and find the admin. You can click on the members right here and see how it identifies the admins. So right here, I can just click on the admin. And what I found is oftentimes things that is listed in the rules that you're not allowed to do. If you contact the admin and you're really friendly and make a good case for, not being overly commercial and, only doing something once in a while, oftentimes they'll say yes. But if you just make an assumption, join the group, and then I'm just going to throw a post out there about mortgage stuff, and if they don't like it, they don't like it. Well, that's a good way to get banned. But a lot of these admins are used to dealing with jerks because you'd be surprised at just how rude, people can be to these administrators. So when somebody's actually respectful to them and asking permission as opposed to just going out and wantonly doing whatever the heck they want, oftentimes they'll be appreciative enough to say, well, I'll make an exception as long as the rules that I was often given was they would give me 1 or 2 days out of the week where they would allow me to post one item about mortgages. So, okay, so it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, for example. And boom, okay, great. That's what I would do. But again, we got a real estate, a house for sale and rent specific group here with 5,493 members. A lot of people in there either buying or selling a house. So talk about targeted. So here's another group, Missouri Homes and Land for Sale. So we got 4,600 members. And they grow every week. That's the cool thing. Like just so far this week, there's been 41 new members, right? So I can even go down the list and welcome them and say hello if I wanted to. So open up a dialogue if I wanted to. But again, how cool is this? So I can just scroll through here, take a look, see which of these people are realtors and which ones are not. This one's actually a photographer. So I can see here he's basically just kind of advertising. Look at what he does. See how clever this is? So he's basically, please like and share, and he's putting the information about the house seller, but obviously his purpose for posting this here is he wants to get people to request his services. So you can do something similar and maybe even put a link to your bot at the bottom of it for answers, right? I mean, how cool would that be? So every time you post something. So again, what a great way to get realtors to love you, because you're going to get them more exposure, more eyeballs on their properties. And then at the same time, maybe put a link at the bottom and say, hey, if you'd like to find out how to get into this home, with the least amount of money out of pocket, here's an automated artificial intelligence, blah, blah, blah. That'll answer your questions. Boom, boom, boom. Free. It's not often that you get these types of opportunities, guys, 100% free. That's a lot of people out there. So I want you guys to take advantage of this. Don't just file it into the back of your brain and say, well, I'll do this later. No, this is something that you really should be doing now. And if I were you, I would be setting up my own group, or groups plural. Now, I don't want to point out specific names of individuals, but I personally know individuals where half their business comes from just creating a group like this and running it. And I say individuals plural because it wasn't just a fluke, just a one-time instance. I've been teaching this strategy for about a year now, and I have individuals who half of their business now comes from this. We're talking 4 or 5 loans each month that they didn't have to spend $1 on. All they're doing is just, boom, got a group set up. 4 to 5 loans might not sound like a whole lot when you see people, other gurus and trainers advertising 30, 40, 50, all those crazy numbers. But 4 loans a month, guys, that's 48 extra deals this year. 5, that's 60 extra loans. I mean, I know loan officers who don't even, that's not even their full production. Or I mean, that's actually more than their full production for the whole year. I mean, what would an extra 60 deals closed this year do for you? Not saying that everybody's going to get those results guaranteed, but I do know that you will get a lot of activity. You will get a lot of business if you implement this, and it's completely free. All right. So how many of you guys are going to tell me right now? How many of you guys are you going to do this? I don't want to say the word try, because I want you guys to do it, not try to do it. I want you to do it. Let's hear those commitments right now. How many of you guys see the value in this and can actually say, hey, you know what, Chad, I'm going to do this. All right, so I got the first one there. All right, so Mike, all right, Mike, I'm holding your feet to the fire, bud. All right, Pete's in, Jolene's in, all right. Okay, so I got 3. Yeah, who else? Anybody else going to do this? I want to know, because this is a killer strategy, and it's not often that the free stuff has this level of potential, right? I mean, usually when we're talking free marketing, it's usually free for a reason, because it's crap, right? But that's not the case here. Okay, so so Tay, I'm confused on what kind of posts to make. Real estate is what I recommend. Houses. In other words, you connect with the realtors that you either have a good relationship with or that you're trying to create a good relationship with, and just offer, hey, can I get your permission? I'm going to be driving some traffic to your listings. Can I get your permission to do this? I'm going to get you a whole lot of eyeballs of individuals that are actual home shoppers looking at your properties, and I'm primarily going to be using Facebook as my platform to do that. Are you okay with that? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say yes. If you don't believe me, try it. Realtors rarely say no to something that's free and doesn't require them to do any work. Now, if you started telling them they needed to do this and they needed to do that, then that's when you're going to run into a little bit of resistance. And in the very beginning, there may be skepticism because they don't know what you're going to do. So some agents may sound a little skeptical up front because they're, trying to make sure that this is real and legit. Well, when's the other shoe going to drop? But I just let them know, hey, you know what? I understand there might be a little skepticism up front to say yes, this, because how many people are out there doing things that are legitimately beneficial and valuable to you for free? Not often. But the reason I'm willing to do this for free, and it's going to actually work for you, and get a lot of traffic for you is because I am wanting to offer loans to all those people. And what I found is real estate is excellent, excellent bait. So you're going to be listed as the primary contact, as the real estate agent. You're going to put all your contact, everything's going to be in compliance. But at the same time, my goal is, hey, I'm just trying to uncover who the house shoppers are because I know they're going to need loans soon. All right. How about we just test it on 1 or 2 listings right now, and we'll circle around in about a week or 2 and go over the details and see just how many eyeballs I was able to get to your homes, to your listings. Talk to 10 agents about that this week. You'll have about at least bare minimum 7 or 8 of them that'll say yes. And I never ask them to send me pictures of the properties or whatnot. I just say, is there any specific listings you want me to use? If so, just give me the address. I'll find it. I'll obviously you got it, pictures of it on realtor.com, on the MLS, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll find the pictures, I'll find the descriptions and the features. I don't need you to do any of that. All I need to know is which ones do you want to drive traffic to. Because when you start putting stuff in the hands of realtors, that's when you start getting disappointed because oftentimes they're not going to make the time to do it because they're busy doing other things, right? They don't know who you are yet, so they're not going to make it a priority. And nobody's going to make it a priority like you are because it's you're the one that is implementing. This is not going to be more important to anyone other than you, right? So don't sit around waiting for other people to take action. Okay. All right. So I see another question coming over here. Absolutely, Mike. Okay. So a question about the lead forms. All right. Good deal. Okay. Notification. Yeah, that was the Zapier software that I was talking about earlier. So let's go to Zapier right now. So I'm opening that. So that's this software that I was talking about earlier. So I recommend it if you want to have automatic lead notifications coming over. I know it's kind of goofy that Facebook doesn't provide, and I mean, it just blew my mind that they didn't provide a way to get an automatic lead notification. If somebody as big as Facebook, you would think they would provide that, but they don't. But that's okay because Zapier allows you to make 2 software programs communicate. So whatever you're using for your emails, and that can be an autoresponder, that can be a CRM, whatever the case may be. Zapier probably has it. I mean, they interact with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pieces of software. I mean, actually, we're probably even into the thousands now. I mean, look at all of these. Each little chiclet is a different software that Zapier can communicate with. I mean, I'm still scrolling. I mean, it's nuts. So yeah, Zapier is pretty freaking awesome. And I'll post a video, but truthfully, guys, when you set up your first lead ads, Facebook actually gives you a prompt saying, hey, how would you like to set up automatic notifications? And they'll actually show you how to set up Zapier because Facebook and Zapier have a working business relationship. So it's already built specifically to work with Zapier. Okay? Awesome. Okay, guys. So yeah, I know it's a bit of a long session today because we covered quite a bit. So I hope you're feeling smart right about now. You have a bunch of fresh ideas rolling around in your brain. If I were you, I would set up and get a lead ad out there. I would get the boosted post ad out there as well. If you want me to, I will upload the screenshots to Glip so you can see the exact verbiage used in the ads. So you can see exactly what I was using, because both of these have been just sucking in leads very, very well right now. Okay, so you guys are using proven ads that are working right here, right now, no guesswork. Okay, so unless there's any other questions, we'll go ahead and wrap up here. And if any questions do pop up, just shoot me a message in Glip. I'll go ahead and start getting things uploaded. For the video replay, I should be able to post that this evening. All right, so I'll get that to you guys this evening. And in the meantime, thanks for joining us today. I'll chat with you soon. Bye, guys. Make it a great rest of your day. Bye now.